Good morning. My name is Derry, and today I wanted to talk about Wildfrost. Wildfrost is a game I picked up in recent times, I'd say within a year or so, and I really enjoy it. Wildfrost is this neat little deck building roguelike where a lot of the charm lies in every corner of it. You see, there's all kinds of multiple inspired elements that just compose the world you're diving into, followed with highly strategic and very difficult gameplay with its card system. You get to acquire these cute companions, you get to partake with a clan and their leader as you delve into the Wildfrost. Some of my favorite aspects of the game is the setting itself. The premise is one day the sun went out, frozen into a crystal into the sky. As that happened, the frost began spreading throughout the world like a wildfire, hence the name Wildfrost. And oh my goodness, the amount of just passion put into every inch of this game is very commendable. And it's not like an easy game either. A lot of the character designs are very sweet, and the style is reminiscent of Adventure Time to me, where it just has this fantastical world you want to explore, and the style's very cutesy, it's very soft, it's very warm, and it contrasts very greatly from the grueling combat you would partake in. But what is your goal in Wildfrost? In my opinion, your goal in Wildfrost is to bring the world back to how it was, figure out why the sun got frozen, and return it to its former glory. And you do that by going on runs. Each run, you'll meet a very nice array of lovely characters to join into your party. Characters such as Bomb Bomb and Foxy are very fun combinations. You can get these cards, put little charms on them that change how they work, and just really just go through and wreak havoc amongst all the denizens of the Wildfrost. And, I don't want to say any spoilers, so I'm having a harder time talking about it than I normally do. I also don't have a lot of reference material for the game. You see, the game is very self-contained. One of my favorite things about it is the different clans and the concepts following them. You have 3 different clans. I don't remember any of their names. So the gist of each one is, the first one is this elementalist, where they use the different hazards brought to the the current time within the game. So you have people that can manipulate snow and, just completely freeze everyone. You have people that use spicy peppers to get fiery fists and just melt down the enemies. You can use shrooms to just poison enemies and slowly have them, die. And you can't forget about all those armored shells keeping you nice and sturdy. And the Elementalist clan is pretty fun. It's very much the vanilla, the default one, and it has a lot of good charm. Moving on from that, however, you get to some of the more interesting aspects. I love the premise for the clan that messes with the shades. Now, the playstyle for this clan revolves around 3 general mechanics: sacrifice, overburn, and you use a weapon called a tar sword, which, depending on how many of them you have, you'll do more damage. But the concept of manipulating these shades within the setting I find very fascinating. For example, within the world there are these shades. You can think of them as little spirits that linger around. They were able to possess inanimate objects and bring them to life. When the Wildfrost occurred, the shades became more powerful, being cast into a more frigid, never-ending winter. These powerful cultist-looking group, they began carving masks and using that to control these shades, having them possess the masks and use them as their own vehicles of destruction. And something about that is really fascinating and fun to me. I just love how, I don't know, in my own settings, I like to play around the concept of golems. And one of them is any inanimate object that's moving around. So like a rock snake, kind of like Onyx from Pokemon, would be considered a golem within that setting. And the idea of just having familiar objects that never move, never have life, being animated has always been really appealing to me. So having that kind of angle, that premise, that concept seem very cool is very satisfying for me. Finally, the last clan, my personal favorite, the clan of the little gnomes. They create constructs called clunkers, and these clunkers are just mechanical constructs. I shouldn't use constructs when I describe them in the first place, but it's like a little like bear trap. There's machines. They like to use junk and then repurpose it on the spot to create these wonderful inventions. They also, throw bombs on enemies, which is pretty nice. They're all about the handsy smiths, fitting into a lot of the gnome archetypes that you might be used to with modern media. And it's fun. It's cute. I like it. And yeah, that's sort of kind of the main aspects of the game I'm really attached to in terms of themes and concepts. Just the premise itself is very fun, imagining yourself in this perilous, endless winter and just trying to melt the sun. That sounds cool. That sounds fun. That's an adventure I want to go on. On top of that, you have such lively, different, drawn-out characters decorating the cards, creative weapons. It's just a fun time. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Wildfrost. Sorry for being a bit more stammery. I have to record this a lot later today because I was helping some people out earlier in the day, and it's thrown me off my rhythm. I'm used to waking up and getting it done, and, well, I spent all day on the drawing after I helped them, and I'm quite exhausted. Yeah, well, also, but before we get going, I was thinking of maybe trying to do some art challenges. Let me know what kind of challenges you want to see, or if there's any fun games you have just kind of picked up and concepts you like to explore. Alright, that's all for me. I hope you had a good morning. Take care, and goodbye.